All right, today we're diving deep into one of the most thoughtful, emotional, and, let's be honest, often misunderstood personality types out there, the INFP, also known as the dreamer. So if you've ever felt like you see the world just a little bit differently than everyone else, well, this might just feel like coming home. Let's get into it.
You know that feeling? That kind of persistent sense of being different? Like you're operating on a slightly different frequency from the people around you? Let's just see if any of this rings a bell for you. Have you ever felt like your mind just lives in another world? You know, a place that's rich with imagination, possibilities, and these deep thoughts that it seems like most people just walk right past? A private world that, honestly, sometimes feels more real than the one right outside your window. Or how about this one? Have you ever been told you're too emotional or maybe too quiet? People telling you to just lighten up or stop thinking so much. And man, those comments can feel so isolating, right? It can make you wonder if there's something wrong with you for feeling things so intensely. And does the idea of just a normal life feel kind of empty? Because you're always searching for purpose, for something authentic? If you're nodding along, then we're about to get to the heart of what makes you tick. Because for you, it's not just about living. It's about living a life that actually means something. So, what even is an INFP, really? These four little letters, they aren't just some random label. Think of them as a key, a code to understanding a really unique way of seeing the world. So let's break this code down, letter by letter.
Okay, first up, I is for introvert. Now this is super important. It doesn't just mean you're shy, not at all. It's all about where you get your energy from. And for an INFP, being alone is like plugging into a charger. It's where you recharge your batteries, where your imagination can run wild, far away from all the noise of constant social chatter.
Next, we've got N for intuition. Think of this as the part of you that's just always asking, but why? You're never really satisfied with just the facts on the surface. You've got to know the deeper meaning, the hidden patterns, the possibilities for the future that most people might not even notice.
Then there's F for feeling. This is your internal compass. It's at the core of everything. When you have to make a decision, it gets filtered through your values. It's not just about what's the most logical thing to do. It's about what feels right, what feels true, and what's going to be good for people.
And finally, we land on P for perceiving. This explains that deep, deep love for freedom and keeping things open-ended. Strict rules, rigid plans, they can feel totally suffocating. You'd much rather explore, adapt, and keep your options open to see what life throws your way. Okay, so that's the theory. We've broken down the letters. But what does all of this actually look like in the real world, with all its pressures and expectations? Let's check out a quick story that kind of pulls it all together.
So, meet Ria. Growing up, she felt different. While all her friends were picking careers based on how much money they could make, Ria was looking for something that would give her a real sense of purpose. And yeah, people told her she was being unrealistic, that she was just dreaming too much. But Ria, she stuck to her guns. She stayed true to that INFP nature of hers. She followed a path that really lined up with her values, and she became a writer. And you know what? While some of her friends felt kind of burnt out in their practical jobs, Ria was living a life that was absolutely full of meaning. Her story just nails that core INFP drive, authenticity over everything else.
You know, that feeling of being misunderstood, just like Ria was, that's exactly why so many myths pop up around INFPs. But what if these so-called weaknesses are actually their greatest strengths in disguise? Let's flip the script and reframe some of the most common ones.
Okay, first up, this myth that being sensitive means you're weak. Honestly, that could not be further from the truth. An INFP's ability to feel things so deeply actually gives them this incredible emotional strength and empathy. It is not weakness, it's depth.
How about the lazy label? I'm sure some of you have heard that one. And yeah, an INFP might not be motivated by the usual stuff like money or a fancy title. But when they find a cause they truly believe in, a project that has real meaning, their passion and drive become absolutely unstoppable. It's not about being productive, it's about having a purpose.
And then, of course, there's the classic. INFPs are just lost in a fantasy world with their heads in the clouds. But let's reframe that too. What if that rich inner world isn't an escape from reality, but it's actually a workshop for imagining a better one? I mean, think about it. Dreamers are the ones who imagine the future that the rest of us eventually get to live in. Now, of course, being an INFP isn't always easy. No personality type is perfect, and this one comes with its own unique set of challenges. But the key isn't to try to get rid of these traits. It's to understand them and find a way to bring them into balance. Does this list look a little familiar? Yeah. That tendency to overthink every single little thing, to feel emotions so intensely it's just overwhelming, to avoid conflict or difficult truths, or to be so idealistic that the real world just feels like a constant letdown. These are real common struggles for INFPs, and just being able to look at this list and say, yep, that's me, is the first step.
So how do you find that balance? Well, here's a really powerful way to think about it. It's all about pairing your idealism with action. You take those powerful dreams and you add concrete steps. You channel that huge heart of yours with a bit of healthy discipline. And you back up those deep emotions with inner strength. When an INFP can master this balance, they are truly unstoppable.
Whew, okay. We've covered a lot. What it means, the myths, the challenges, the path to growth. Now, let's just bring it all back home, back to you with one last thought. If after hearing all of this, you really see yourself in this description, in that search for purpose, that deep well of feeling, that vibrant inner world, then my message to you is embrace it. Being an INFP isn't some flaw you need to fix. It is a unique and powerful way to be in this world.
And please, always remember this. Your sensitivity is not a liability. It's your superpower. It is what allows you to connect with people, to create amazing things, and to imagine a more meaningful world for all of us. It is never weakness. It is profound depth.
एक कदम विकसित भारत की ओर।